Yeah, hi guys. Hi guys. Hey, one of the things I think they might do to offset any concerns about depth at wide receivers, I would think they're maybe planning on going to two tight ends more this year, and that's why I think one of the sneaky good re-signings was to get Brock Wright back. I mean, he's not a receiving threat, but I think that frees up Hawkinson to line up, off the line of scrimmage and kind of act as the third main wide receiver out there. I think Wright was a valuable guy. I think that's why San Francisco was trying to sign him. And I wouldn't be surprised if, they go with two tight ends a lot more.
So I wouldn't be surprised either. I'm not a huge fan of choosing your offensive philosophy based on personnel shortcomings. But I think you're talking about Brock Wright is a valuable tight end too. Their number one tight end should be a big part of the offense. And seriously, I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to line up in the slot quite a bit.
I think so too.
Yep.
I think that's even a better option of personnel for sure. Okay, thanks.
Now, thank you for the phone call. The Brock Wright flirtation with San Francisco was fascinating. That's a good team that wanted our backup tight end here in Detroit.
Yeah, and for a reason. I mean, it seems like makes a few monster catches a year.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a huge part of the offense, but when they do throw in the ball, big things happen. So we'll see if he's more involved in the offense or not.
248-539-9797. Brad, you're next. Hi, Brad.
Hey, guys. How you doing this morning?
Okay.
I'm not real that concerned about the receiver depth. I think a lot of people are, forgetting about Kalif Raymond, not to overstate what he can do, but he's been very useful in the past. Donovan Peoples-Jones has produced in the past and didn't get much of a chance last year because of coming in late and whatnot. And then the guy they drafted last year, he should progress. So long as J-Mo, proves he's the real deal, we should be in good shape, I think.
If you talk about the targets to Josh Reynolds, right, and those that are lost, instinctively one would imagine that those targets are going to go, many of those targets are now going to go to Jameson Williams, a guy who's more integrated into the offense, who's healthy. They got a lot out of Josh Reynolds last year. They targeted him 64 times. He had 40 catches, 608 yards, and 5 touchdowns. He was more productive than Jameson Williams. But the talent, nobody's going to debate who's more talented. Give J-Mo a full season, a healthy season, another year in the offense, and building up what appears to be a trust with Jared Goff, Brad. I mean, this guy could be looking at 100 targets.
Yeah, because he can do a whole lot more than Josh Reynolds could after the catch.
Yep.
Providing he catches the ball.
Provided he catches
That's a
the
big
ball.
provision, yes. I think that he and Kalif Raymond are going to both really kind of expand their roles this year.
Feedback to the Karsch and Anderson inboxes. We played the two Goff sound bites yesterday. One talking about the emergence of Jameson Williams, the other praising Kalif Raymond. We're like, all right, if they roll with this crew, they lose Josh Reynolds, basically bring back the same guys with players on the edges, and I guess players I should say on the margins, filling in other roles. And I'm talking about Antoine Green and Isaiah Williams and the players of that ilk. But they're basically rolling with the big four, which is Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Kalif Raymond, and Donovan Peoples-Jones. I don't know if I should call them the big four. The established four, the veteran four. They're not a big
returning four.
Returning four, yeah.
What, you don't want to call them the Mount Rushmore of receivers?
No, I don't. Big four was a bit much. Anyway, so we were talking about how comfortable are you? Should there be a sense of urgency to add to this group? But unnamed texter said the Lions need to add another receiver as injuries are inevitable. Yep. Sean in West Bloomfield writes into the wide receiver position. Josh Reynolds was a big receiver that grabbed contested balls for first downs. That must be replaced. I think he might be right. And that's why I'm at, we did the scale 1 to 12. I'm at an 8 in terms of my comfort level with the wide receiver group. I still feel like they got to add to this for two reasons. But you know what you don't get? You bring in somebody new, it's not likely going to be a guy that Jared Goff has the trust that he had with Josh Reynolds. And I know Josh Reynolds' last game has gone a long way to taint that belief, but he had a trust.
The more I think this through, the more I think that Kalif Raymond could have a monster year. And when I say monster, I mean like a big leap from him from one year to the next. Not that he's going to have a 1,500-yard receiving year.
Right.
But you know what St. Brown is. He's the number one guy. He's going to be St. Brown. Jamison Williams, because he is taking a big step forward, it seems, he's going to be on the field all the time. Safeties are going to have to pay attention to him because his speed is ridiculous.
Yep.
It's uncharted. That's going to occupy a good portion of the field in the secondary with those two guys. Sam Laporta is going to occupy the secondary and linebackers. And then you got to pay attention to what Jahmyr Gibbs is doing out of the backfield. This leaves Kalif Raymond, who can beat guys one-on-one. I think Kalif Raymond could be poised for a big season.
And I'm seriously, we take a lot of cues now from Jared Goff, having got to know him over the years. That Jared Goff talked about a guy who's like, yeah, I'm targeting him a ton.
Yeah.
That was my takeaway from that soundbite.